Hello, beautiful people. Thank you so much for tuning in, watching, and listening. This is going to be the mid-October 2022 reading for the zodiac sign of Aries. As always, my readings are very intuitive, so I'll provide you with any intuitive messages that I receive, as well as the meaning of the tarot cards. If you haven't done so already, please do subscribe to my YouTube channel. When you subscribe, that helps me greatly, and you'll be notified when I post new content. Also, I do recommend you check out your sun, moon, and rising just to get a full picture of everything that's going on for you this month. With that being said, let's go and jump in and get started. In column number 1, we're going to take a look at what's wrapping up and coming to a close, so last few weeks or month. Column number 2, we're going to take a general look at what's happening for the remainder of October. We're also going to do a money column, a love column, and in the 5th and final column, we're going to do a message from our future self or spirit guides. We're also going to do 3 yes or no questions, a crystal of the month, and a healing note for you. But let's see here, pulling a summary card, again, column number 1 being what's wrapping up and coming to a close. We have the card Ready But Waiting, Aries, and this is honestly pretty direct. I mean, it means that there is something that you are ready to do, but you're having to wait to do so. So it's like you were ready to move on something and parts just weren't moving. But let's take a look and see what other messages we've got here. Oops. And let's see what messages are here for this first column. The first column is our first card here is the Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles is very studious, very hardworking. This shows you continuing to work on something even though you may feel like you're not making progress. This is like working to accomplish something big, Aries. The next card that we have is the Hierophant. The Hierophant is a card of being very traditional, conventional. It's expectations, conformity. I'm kind of getting the feeling that things did not meet your expectations these last few weeks, Aries. But you continued, again, you stayed with the tradition, you stayed conventional, you continued to keep heads down, working forward. But it's like things didn't meet the expectations, specifically possibly the time expectation around something you're hoping to accomplish. Then at the bottom here, we have the Ace of Wands. Anytime we have an Ace card, it is a card of newness. With the case of Ace of Wands, this is new project, inspiration, urge to create. And yet again, this is just like not moving as quickly as we want it to. Let's go ahead and clarify though and see what other information we've got here. The first card we have is the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is very nurturing, very healing, very supportive. The nice thing is through this additional time, through this waiting, it's like this was time to heal yourself and work on yourself versus like working. I know that's kind of an odd message, Aries, but that's what I'm getting. It's like you may not have gotten the traction on a work project or your business or whatever it may be, but this did offer time for you to work on yourself and taking care of yourself here. The next card that we have is the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is a card of freedom. It's interesting when I see this card like screams freedom at me, and it screams creativity. So I will say, Aries, if you are still feeling stuck, my best advice here would be to really take a creative approach, take a step back and look at things through a different lens. With the Hierophant, again, expectations weren't met, but possibly morphing the expectation or changing the way that we're doing something. Freedom and creativity is the message there. It's like you got to change something up to break loose out of this ready but waiting pattern. The next card that we have is the Tower card. The Tower card is a card of unwanted change. In this case, I feel like it was the lack of change that was unwanted. Again, it's that ready but waiting energy. But I always tell people it's like you plan for A, B, C to happen and D, E, F happen. The nice thing about the Tower card, though, is the Tower is going to take us to the place where we need to go. Again, the Knight of Wands is saying to take a more free and creative approach on it, and then you have the Ace of Wands, which is a card of being creative. It's that urge or inspiration to create. It's that new approach. So although you maybe didn't want to take a new approach, it seems like this is really promising. Again, the Tower card, although not what we want, takes us where we need to go, Aries. Okay, let's take a look at our next column, which is just general, what's coming for the month of October. We have the card balance. So I like to see this going into the end of the month. There will be more balance and more harmony for you. It's this like perfect ability to lean and support. It's work-life balance, it's financial balance, exercise, diet, sleep, you name it. So more balance coming for you going into the end of this month. But let's see what other messages are here. The first card we have is the Justice card. The Justice card is one of those cards that's always favorable for you, Aries. This could be truth coming out. The Justice card is especially a good card in terms of matters of the court, legal things, contracts, that type of thing. Again, indicating a favorable outcome for you. The Justice card, though, is also cause and effect. It's like because you put in this hard work, now you get this. It's that win-win kind of scenario. So again, things turning out in your favor. The next card that we have is the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is very confident, very self-assured. I think this is a good reminder all the time, but this is going to be important as you navigate into the remainder of October, Aries, that you are being confident, that you're very self-assured. Be confident the balance is coming. Be confident things are going to work out in your favor. At the bottom here, we have the Four of Cups. The Four of Cups is a card of a couple different things. So this could be a card of like lacking fulfillment, and in that case, needing to find more fulfillment. The fourth cup, though, is also a surprise gift, so these are like wildly opposite meanings, I know. So some of you could be feeling like you need more fulfillment. Others of you, there's going to be this lovely surprise gift coming in for you going into the end of October. Let's clarify, though, and see what else we've got going on here. Can't say it enough. Now you've got your repeat Queen of Wands in this row, so definitely be confident and self-assured, Aries. It's the best thing you can do for yourself, I think, going into these next few weeks. Just keep that really positive mindset. Be really focused on what you want. Don't worry so much exactly about how you're going to get there, but again, focus on the end game. Be confident, be self-assured. Don't be looking for reassurance. The next card that we have is the Knight of Swords. If you take a look at this card, both the horse and rider are moving very quickly here. So this is going to be a fast-paced change. It's interesting, which I like to see actually, because we had this ready but waiting last month, or the last few weeks, where you wanted things to move and they weren't moving. Now we do have this really wonderful movement card with the Knight of Swords. So things are going to shift up, they are going to change for you. So kind of ride that wave. The nice thing too, this shift is going to lead to more balance, which we like to see. It's going to lead to that favorable outcome. At the bottom here, we have the Sun. In terms of good, positive cards in the tarot the tarot deck, it's really hard to get better than the Sun card. The Sun card is a card of material happiness, joyous outcomes, success. It is really one of the best cards in the deck. So if you're feeling unfulfilled, definitely that balance, that shift is going to come for you in that manner where we're feeling like the Sun. We're feeling that happiness. We're feeling that joy. We're feeling that successful outcome. If you do get you're on the receiving end of that surprise gift as well, it's of course going to raise your vibrations and kind of put you in this joyous, happy state as well. But you really can't get much better than that. I feel like there's a lot of good coming in these next few weeks for you. Oops. Now let's take a look at our next column, which is anything related to money, Aries. So think job, career, finances, businesses you run, investments you have, really anything you associate with money. The first card that we have is the Four of Wands. The Four of Wands, if you look here, kind of looks like a finish line. So very much so a card of completing, finishing, celebration. It's like getting past the finish line and being able to celebrate there. So there is some sort of completion associated with like education or job this month. Totally celebration where you could be wrapping up a big project, getting a new certification or finalizing a degree. Again, some sort of completion or celebration this month. The next card that we have is the Devil card. The Devil card is a card of greed, envy, materialism, obsession. Interestingly enough, when I see this card in the money column, the best advice, Aries, that I can give you is to just be like cautious with spending. Let's say you find this brand new pair of shoes that you really want. You need to ask yourself, do I want these? Do I need these? Do I really need this pair of shoes? Is it something I can save for? This is also a good card of budgeting and just being more cautious with finances. It's easy to splurge and just be spending money all the time. So I would say potentially keep the money a little bit on the down low. Try not to spend so much this month. Be thoughtful of your budget. Be thoughtful of your needs. And I'm not saying you're materialistic, but stay away from that materialistic type energy. The next card that we have is Temperance. Gotta love the Temperance card. Pairs so nicely with the Balance card that came up for you earlier. The Temperance card is a card of balance and harmony. Also, conveniently, though, a card of moderation. So again, be thoughtful with that spending going into the end of October. I'm not saying you're going to be short on money or anything, but again, just be thoughtful on spending. Be thoughtful of your budget. Okay, looking at clarifiers here, the first clarifier we have is the Two of Cups. This is typically a love card, but it is very much so a card of partnership or proposal. I do think that, well, and the Four of Wands can also be a card of family, friends, reunions. I think you're going to be getting reconnected with somebody here in terms of business. So a new proposal or a new partnership or new relationship is blooming based off of this win, based off of this success here. The success you're having is going to draw back in a really valuable partnership for yourself. The next card that we have is the Judgment card. The Judgment card is another one of those cards that's favorable to you, Aries, but it is like using judgment, making good decisions, having clarity. Are we clear on if we need these shoes or not? Are we clear on what our budget is or how much money we should be spending or saving? So keep those kind of things in mind. And at the bottom here, we have the Chariot. Somebody once described the Chariot to me as the vroom vroom card. It means there's action, there's change, there's movement. Definitely movement carrying you across the finish line here, but it means things are in motion. This could be in motion towards balance too, which we like. The Chariot is also a new vehicle card, so I like to call that out because some of you could be getting a new vehicle as well. We were talking about money and investment, so opportunity for new vehicle for some of you this month. Okay, let's take a look at our next column, which is anything related to love. Think family, friends, relationship, children, marriage, really whatever you associate with love, Aries, and let's see what we're working with here. The first card that we have is the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is about being very reliable and being very patient. Patience seems to be key here this month. It's like you're wanting something right now and it's not going to happen until later in the month is what I'm getting. So be patient with whatever that may be. Of course, we're going to clarify and see if I can give you more information. But like what I'm getting is like it's something we want right now, but in reality, we may not get it until a little bit later in the month. The next card that we have is the Hangman. The Hangman is a card of waiting as well. It's kind of stagnant energy. This person's quite literally hanging there by their foot. And it's like you need more information before you can move forward. There's something you don't have that you need to proceed forward with a relationship or talking with somebody or whatever it may be related to love, even friendship. But it's like there's something missing, something that we have to continue to wait for before we can move forward. The nice thing is at the bottom here, we have the Knight of Swords. Again, that card where the horse and rider are moving very quickly, which indicates a quick change. So whatever this is that you're wanting is going to come. But we're kind of in this holding period, this patient waiting period at the moment. Let's go ahead and take a look here, clarify this column. Our first card is the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands is a card of waiting. It's waiting for results. So no doubt that there's some patience. Again, we're kind of in this holding stage at this moment. The next card that we have is the King of Swords. The King of Swords is very intentional. It's very thoughtful. Again, there's something missing that's not allowing us at this point to be very intentional or be very clear on what we want or how to proceed forward. Hence, hanging here by our foot, hence the stagnant energy of waiting. It's like we need something so we can be clear about where we're going. Again, though, it is coming and it's going to break loose here for you with the Knight of Swords, that quick change, which has the clarifier of the Two of Pentacles on it. Which oftentimes this is like weighing your options. So you are going to get the information that you need, and then you're going to have to weigh your options and make a decision based on that. So whatever information you've been patiently waiting here for, you are going to get it, and then that's going to give the ability to, again, weigh your options and decide how to proceed, leading to that change or that movement. Now, Aries, let's take a look at our fifth and final column, which is a message from our future self or spirit guides. Something to carry into the month of October with you. We have the card preservation. This is an interesting one. This is a good reminder to preserve our resources, time, money, energy, you name it. Interestingly enough, though, this card can also mean the opposite, where if you preserve yourself so much that you could be missing out on opportunities. So it's this fine balance of like using your resources wisely versus being too conservative with your resources, and again, not getting exposure or opportunities because of it. So it's all about that balancing act. Let's go and clarify though and see what messages we've got going on here. Okay, the first card that we have is the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles is very reliable, very patient, very hard working. This is also though about being solid, practical, wise. We talked about this earlier, I believe. A very solid, practical, wise type energy. This could be a card of investment too. So this means where we need, kind of going back to the Devil card, what we talked about with money, it's like not to splurge, spend, but then to be solid, practical, and wise and not pass up opportunities. So we're preserving our money, but if the right investment opportunity is there, we need to go for it. So definitely judgment. Judgment's going to be big here, using your best judgment as situations arise. It's being thoughtful, it's being solid, practical, and wise. The next card we have is the Two of Pentacles, which pairs so nicely. The Two of Pentacles is again weighing options. So it's like, is this where I save money or is this where I spend money? Is this where I spend time? Is this where I save time? It's about being solid, practical, wise, assessing the situation and deciding at that point if we're preserving or not preserving. At the bottom here we have the World card. The World card is a card of completing a goal or lesson. This could also be a card of travel too. So completion or travel associated with the World card here at the bottom. Let's clarify this message though and see what else I got for you. The first clarifier we have is the Ten of Cups. For those of you who've watched my readings before, you know the Ten of Cups is my favorite card in the entire deck. I love it so much. It's a card of family, contentment, total love and support. It's seriously everything wonderful. Making smart choices, though, is going to lead to contentment. And I know contentment doesn't sound that good, but the older I get, the more I value contentment because it's hard to achieve. Also, hence why I love the Ten of Cups so much. But again, there's going to be this success, this happiness, this contentment when we're making good financial choices. You won't have any of that regret, or making good time choices. Again, really focus on weighing your options and deciding whether to preserve or not preserve. The next card that we have is the Emperor. The Emperor is a card of strategic planning. This is about setting yourself up for success in the future. For whatever reason, these decisions that you're making going into the end of this month seem more important than typically they would be. So whatever decisions are made at the end of October, it seems like it's setting you up for long-term success. So really do weigh the options and be thoughtful on making these decisions. At the bottom here, we have the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is a card of being patient, being hardworking, being reliable, being thoughtful. You have worked hard for all of these resources you have, so make sure you are thoughtfully spending them. You've also worked really hard to get to this completion or this travel too, it seems like. Okay, Aries, at this time I'm going to give you the opportunity to ask 3 yes or no questions. We're going to use our Gypsy Witch fortune telling deck. If you don't have 3 questions in mind, you can pause the video and think of them really quick. Question number 1 is the 3 of Diamonds. This is number 48 card. That's going to be a yes. Question number 2 is the 5 of Spades. This is number 6 card. That's going to be a no. And question number 3 is the 9 of clubs. This is number 26 card. That's going to be a yes. So yes, no, yes for you. If you watched the video earlier this month, we did pull a card from our Healing Stones deck, which is a crystal to keep with you for the month of October. This month, Aries, your crystal is agate, which is good for retreat, calm, stability. It helps you protect yourself from outside influences as well, which is good. And then last but not least, we're going to pull a card from our Healing Notes deck. Your Healing Note says, at the end of the day, all you need is hope and strength. Hope that it'll get better and strength to hold on until it does. Thank you so much, Aries, for tuning in, watching, and listening. Please do like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how this video resonates with you. Again, subscriptions help me endlessly, so if you aren't subscribed, please do so. Also, if you feel inclined, to include my Venmo in the comments box if you'd like to make a donation. But thank you so much, Aries, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your October.